Hi everyone, myself Linga Reddy. In this session, we discuss electrolysis. Right. First of all, what is the electrolysis? The process of chemical decomposition of an electrolyte by passage of electric current. Current through its solution is called electrolysis. Right, this is called electrolysis. Name itself is there, electrolysis. By applying the electricity, the electrolyte divided into two parts. Lysis is nothing but divide, the cleavage taking place. The passage of electricity and the electrolyte, its cleavage two parts, right, is called electrolysis. The process of chemical decomposition of electrolyte by passage of electric current through its solution is called electrolysis. I hope it is clear. With the example, I will explain very clearly. Let me explain. Before going to that explain, first of all, what is the electrolyte? What is the electrolyte? Let me discuss now. Right, electrolyte. A substance in the molten state or in the dissolved state, that means water, aqueous, dissolved state, containing ions and is functioning as an electrical conducting is called electrolyte. Right, it's very clear. A substance in a molten state or aqueous state, that nothing but dissolved state, it having containing ions, that ions is responsible for the electrical conductance is called electrolytes. So you got electrolytes again classified into two types. I will take one example here. So this is taking water here, this is the water, this is aqueous state. I am adding electrolyte, NaCl electrolyte. It is give Na plus ion and Cl minus ion. This ions is responsible for the electrical conductance. This is called electrolyte. So again, electrolytes are classified into two types: strong electrolytes and weak electrolytes. Right, electrolyte. The two types: strong electrolyte and second one is weak electrolyte. Strong electrolytes are the completely ionization, almost completely ionization taking place. Electrolyte which are ionized almost completely ionized, right? The example here, the mineral acids, example here HCl and H2SO4, strong acids HNO3, and the alkaline bases, and here sodium hydroxide and potassium hydroxide, calcium hydroxide, and here barium hydroxide, strong bases. So the base of alkali and alkali earth metals, right? So these are the strong electrolyte. Whenever dissolved in the solution, it completely ionization it's taking place. So such electrolytes is called strong electrolytes. So what is the weak electrolytes? Here electrolyte which is ionized partially. Such electrode is called weak electrolytes. Here the example is organic acids, right? Here examples, organic acids, most of the organic acids, the best example here acetic acid, right, is a weak electrolyte. And next one, weak bases, the example here NH4OH is a weak electrolyte, barium sulfate, and here boric acid also weak electrolyte. So ammonium acetate CH3 COO Na NH4, these are the example for the weak electrolytes. I hope it is clear what is the difference between strong electrolyte and weak electrolyte. Strong electrolyte is completely ionization is taking place. Here it's partially ionization, it's not 100% ionization, right? Next one, very important basic term, that is electrode. What is the electrode, right? So now we'll discuss electrode. Like electrode, it provides surface area to oxidize and detect the electrolytes, is called electrode. I hope it is clear. And electrodes again classified into two types. Now we'll get very clear idea. The first one is active electrode. Active electrode. So example for active electrode, it is the example here, the mercury, copper, silver, and zinc, is etc. The example for active electrode, right? So what is the active electrode? The point number one here, surface area, surface at which oxidation or reduction takes place, and also involve in the reaction, very important. So it is provide the surface area to oxidize the reduction, and it is also involving in the reaction. Two roles are playing active electrodes. What about second one, that is inert electrodes? Second one is inert electrode. The example of inert electrode here, the platinum, and here Au and graphite. Graphite also inert electrode, right? Carbon, right? This here point for here point number one, surface area, surface at which oxidation or reduction takes place but they do not participate in reaction. Participate in the reaction. This is called inert electrode. I hope it is very clear. Some electrodes are there in the electrolytic solution. So the here example for inert electrode is platinum, silver, okay, sometimes palladium and graphite. These are the inert electrodes. So the any electrolyte solution we can take, in that we have to use one cathode and anode, that is called electrolytes. Some electrolytes are participate in the reaction and also it provides the surface area to oxidize the reduce the electrolyte. Some electrolytes are they give the surface area to oxidize and reduction, but they do not involving the reactions. Such electrode is called the inert electrodes. So inert electrode example is platinum and Au and graphite. I hope it is very clear. Right. Generally, you're taking the solution. This is the water. Imagine water here. In that water, we are adding HCl. Whenever adding the HCl, HCl is dissociated into H plus ion and Cl minus ion due to this completely ionization taking place due to strong acid. So now here H plus ions is there, Cl minus ion is there, Cl minus and H plus ion electron is there. This is called electrolytic solution because of electrode is there, electrolyte is there, and the solution also is there. Now we can take in that one electrolytes. So this is the electrode. We are taking now electrode. This is the electrodes, right? This is the cathode, and now this is the cathode minus here anode and positive charge, right? These two are connecting with battery. So this is the negative, this is the positive. Now supply the current. What happened? The reaction here the positive is there, this positive is moving cathode, this negative is moving the anode side. Oppositely, the charges are moving here. Negative charge is Cl here, this is moving to anode, right? And the positive charge of H plus ion moving to negative charge of cathode. So the first one what happened? Number one, whenever supply the current this electrolytic solution, the ions moving oppositely charged electrodes, right? Next one, after reaching the oppositely charged electrolytes reaching to the opposite charge of electrodes. After that, what happened? That is second point here. On reaching the electrodes, the ions lose their charge. Or gaining of electron or losing of electron. Finally, the charge is loose, right? Let us take the example here, the anode. At anode, what happened? Right, at anode. Generally, at anode, oxidation taking place. Oxidation nothing but very basic concept here, loss of electron. The anode having which charge here? Positive charge. Very important. Positive charge, right? So anode having positive charge And which type of ions are coming? Negative charge, obviously negative charge. What is the solution negative charge here? The Cl minus, very clear, right? We are taking here Cl minus, right? And it is converted into half Cl2, lose the electrons here. Here oxidation taking place. This is the reaction at anode. And what about the reaction at cathode? At cathode, it is reduction taking place. Reduction nothing but gaining of electron. Here what is the charge of the electrode here? Negative charge, right? So right here the negative charge here, the electrode, the positive ions is coming here. So taking electron here and here, it is converted into half H2 gas. This is what happening exactly in the anode and cathode reactions. I hope it is very clear. This is the anode, right? This is cathode. At cathode and anode, this reaction is taking place. This is the reaction 1 and reaction 2. Finally, at anode you will get Cl2 gas, at cathode H2 gas, right? I hope it is very clear. Okay, next one, preferential discharge theory. Why we want to learn the preferential discharge theory? Let me explain. Preferential discharge theory. For example, I am taking one solvent like H2O. Okay, I dissolved here. Dissolve. This is the electrodes. This is electrode. This is the cathode, and here anode. Right. Now I am dissolving here aqueous. Already water is there. Aqueous. Yes, sodium chloride I am dissolving. Sodium chloride. Now here in this electrolyte solution having 4 ions. One is sodium ion from sodium chloride and chloride ion from sodium chloride, and water also is there, the H plus ions, and OH minus ion also is there. So which one is the discharge at electrodes? That means which one this is negative charge. So here 2 positive charge ions is there, H plus ion is there and sodium plus ion is there. Which one want to deposit at the cathode electrode? And next one, same manner here, anode electrode is positive. Here 2 negative charge ions is there. One is Cl minus, another one is OH minus. Which one is discharged at the anode electrode, right? Which one is deposited or liberated the gas? So that one that is explained by the preferential discharge theory. Let me explain very clearly. Right, I am giving one sentence here. So solution contain more than 2 ions and electrolysis is done. It is observed that all the ions are not discharged at the electrode. I hope it is very clear. Solution containing more than 2 ions. Whenever electrolysis we can done, in that time all 4 ions does not discharge at the electrodes. Any 2 ions only can discharge the respective electrodes, right? Right. It is here important point, right? It is depends on discharge potential. It is depend on discharge potential, right? First we'll discuss the important point here for cations. Cations. Lower the discharge potential, will deposit first. Which metals having, which cations having the lower discharge potential value, deposited it first. Let me explain next slide. The point here, decreasing order of discharge potential. So F minus having more discharge potential. Sorry, here we are discussing cations, right? The first thing is lithium having the more discharge potential, then potassium and sodium, then calcium +2 and magnesium +2, then aluminium +3 and Mn +2, right? Then zinc +2 and chromium +3, Fe +2, right? H plus ions and copper +2, Hg plus and Ag plus and platinum Pt +2, and last one is A plus 3. This is the discharge potential. So which one is the deposited first one? Exact opposite. Okay, so this is the discharge potential is more, so lithium is less the deposition capacity. So that means here gold will be first deposit, then platinum, then here Ag plus, then Hg, and then copper +2, H plus ion, Fe +2 ion, and chromium +3 ion, Zn +2 ion, and Mn plus, and here Mn +2 ion. Next one here Al +3 and Mg +3, Mg +2 and calcium +2, right? Sodium ion and potassium ion, and lithium will be deposited last. Even solution is present also. This is order of deposition, right? So here order of deposition of cations. Okay, I hope it is very clear. One note point here. So here for cations, more negative standard reduction potential value, less deposition taking place. Deposition takes place. The best example here, the lithium have the example here. Lithium have the standard reduction potential value, SRP value, is minus negative 3.045. So this is highest standard negative electrode potential value. So it deposited last. right? And next one we can take aluminum. So here aluminum value is minus 1.66. so both aluminum is there and lithium is there. Which is the deposited first means which is the lesser negative value of reduction potential value, that is deposited first. So order of deposition, aluminum is first and lithium is second. So I hope it is very clear, right? One more important point here: more discharge potential and more negative SRP value and less deposition at the electrodes. Which one having more discharge potential and negative SRP value, that is less deposition at the electrode. Opposite, less discharge potential and less negative value and more deposition capability is there. I hope it is very clear, right? Next one, for anions, right? Decreasing order of discharge potential for various anions. Right, the discharge potential is order here. Fluorine having more discharge potential and SO4 minus 2, then NO3 minus 2, NO3 minus, that's all. OH minus, Cl minus, Br minus, I minus, these are the CO3 minus, carbonate, CO3 minus, minus 2, right? This is a decreasing order of discharge potential. That means this is the more discharge potential, right? Already we know that more discharge potential is inversely proportional to deposition, right? So more value, less deposition value. So according to the now the order of deposition of anion, right? Order of deposition of anion. So here CO3 minus is first, then I minus, then Br minus, and Cl minus, OH minus, and NO3 minus, and SO4 minus. The least deposit is fluorine, right? Simple trick here. This is the order of deposition, right? One note point here. Here more negative SRP value first deposition taking place. Deposition takes place. I hope it is clear. It is exactly opposite to the cations. Cations having more negative potential value, it is less deposition. In the case of anions, more negative value, the first deposition. So the standard reaction potential value here positive value having, right? So this is having more value, more nothing but more positive value of standard reaction potential, that is less deposition. So here the more negative value of standard reaction potential value, that is first deposition at takes place. I hope it is clear. Let me explain example. The example here taking the fluorine is there, the SRP value is here, nearly fluorine here to 1 plus 1.87, and next one bromine is there, this is nearly 1 point plus 1.06, which is the near to negative value. This is 1 compared to plus 2, the 1 is more near to negative value, right? So that's why it is first deposition taking place. The deposition Br minus is there and F minus is there, which is the first deposition, the Br minus. Okay, the more negative value of an ion, the standard reaction potential of an ion, it is first deposition it's taking place. I hope it is very clear. One general rule I am telling here, at which one is liberation at electrodes or deposited at electrodes. The general rule, that is all. This is working only the inert electrodes. The first point here, point number 1, the reduction potential of H2O is the greater than reduction potential value of cations, first group elements, first and second group, greater than first group and second group and 13th group elements. So whenever the H2O and first group elements and second group elements is there, in that time it is the H2O only react with that cathode. Okay, so here whatever the first group ions and second group ions and third group ions is there, the third group ions, so here the 13th group, right, 13th group ions. So whenever with the along with the water also present, so water is more reactive at cathode. I hope it is very clear, right? If is sodium and H2O is there, it is there liberated O2 gas, right? The point number 2 here, the reduction potential value of H2O is less than reduction potential of other than first and second and third group elements, 13th group elements, 13th group elements. Other than these elements is there in the water also is there, that elements will be deposited at the cathodes. So copper, silver and Au and cadmium, these elements are deposited at cathode, right? Even presence of water also, right? Because of the reduction potential value of this element is compared to water, this is the more value, right? So I hope it's clear for cations, right? Very simple trick. Now let us discuss some electrolysis of some electrolytes. Let us discuss now. Here one note point here. When electrode is not mentioned, assume it be platinum, nothing but inert electrode. Let us discuss few electrolytes. What is the cathode product, what is the anode product? Sometimes they are asking in competitive exam, right? First one is serial number here. Next one, types of electrode, electrolyte. Here types of electrode. Then production of at anode. Next one, production of at cathode, right? I hope it is very clear. Here first electrode we are using, in that aqua NaCl. Here electrode we are using our inert electrode, platinum or graphite, okay, or we can use here the graphite. So what is the production of at anode? The anode is will get here Cl2 gas, and here will get sodium metal. Just a minute here. The sodium metal is not there. The discharge potential is hydrogen is more than the first group and second group and 13th group elements. That rule we have to apply here. Here aqua medium means the water also present. So due to that water, it is having liberate the hydrogen gas here. Right. Next one, second electrode. Here using second electrode. This is fused or molten NaCl. Anyone fused or molten NaCl. Same electrolyte here, the electrode here. So using here same electrode. So what is the products here we are getting here? At anode Cl2 gas is common, right? And then next one, here at cathode product is sodium metal will get sodium metal, right? It is important point, right? Next one, third one here. So here using very dilute NaCl, right? So here aqua NaCl only. Here very dilute. Very dilute, nothing but the concentration of H plus ion and the NaCl minus ion is very less. So here the same electrolytes we are using here, inert electrodes only. So what is the gases are liberated here? The Cl2 gas is liberated here, but here hydrogen gases are liberating. The region is here. The region is the concentration of, I am writing here explanation, the region here. The concentration of H2O is more than the NaCl. So number of H plus ion and OH minus is more. So readily deposited at the electrodes. I hope it is clear. Sorry, here NaCl, the Cl not here, O2 gas. O2 gas. I hope it is very clear. Next one, I think fifth one here, fourth one, right? Fourth one, you're using aqua NaCl, right? Here active electrode we are using zinc. This is active electrode. Already we discussed. This is active electrode. The Cl2 product is at anode is common, but here sodium is forming. After sodium, this is combined with zinc, mercury. This is forming sodium amalgam, Hg, sodium amalgam. We are using as a sodium amalgam as a catalyst in the Clemmensen reduction, right? This is the one of the way to prepare the sodium amalgam, right? Next one, fifth one here, aqueous copper sulfate. The copper is active electrode here using. This is the active electrode. The product here copper plus 2, here copper. If we use here the same, the copper, aqua copper sulfate, and here instead of active electrode here inert electrode we are using here, inert electrode. So what is the product here? Here we'll get the O2 gas, and here the copper is deposited as it is, right? So next one, seventh one here, using aqua AgNO3, right? This is the Ag is active electrode. The product is Ag plus ion here, and here silver ion, silver. Here Ag plus ion and silver, oxidation here, their reduction. The charge is neutral. So here the production of H plus ion, the reducing of Ag, both are constant. The Ag place and in the solution remain constant. Why? It is the reduction and oxidation, it is simultaneously taking place. So the solution, the Ag plus ions is the remains same. How much we are giving? For example, we giving 10,000 money from someone, same 10,000 taking from someone. So our money, our having same constant. Okay, does not change it. Same here, the H plus ion and Ag plus ions. Sorry, here Ag and Ag plus ions are remain constant in the solutions. Deposition and the oxidation, the equal. And one more application is there. The Ag is impure form that we are taking at cathode, anode. We'll get pure form of Ag. This is Ag pure form. We'll get cathode. I hope it is clear. Next, 8th one. We are using here aqua AgNO3 and here platinum electrode. O2 gas will get at anode and the cathode will get here Ag. Next, 9th example, aqua H2SO4, same platinum electrode. What is the gas here? O2 gas and hydrogen gas. According to the discharge potential, just compare with the discharge potential. So whenever just we have to observe the discharge potential, one thing, then next thing is the electrode, that is active electrode or inactive electrode. So next one, 10th one here, aqua nickel sulfate, and here using platinum electrode. And what is the product here? O2 and nickel. And then next one, 11th one, aqua and formate, sodium formate. So platinum electrode, we will get it here, the hydrogen gas plus CO2 gas, plus here we get H2 gas. Same here, this is a Kolbe reaction. We can take here acetic acid, sodium acetate, aqua sodium acetate, CH3 COO Na at platinum electrode. What is the product we'll get here? Ethane plus CO2 gas plus here hydrogen gas is liberation taking place. Same next one, 13th one, aqua NaOH. What is the product here? The platinum, here O2, here H2. We can use here molten state. 14th one, the molten form, NaOH we are taking here, molten form. In this molten form, platinum is there, here O2 plus sodium metal is there. Sodium metal will be deposited at cathode, right? Next one, 15th one, so Al2O3, and here fused we are taking in the presence of cryolite, platinum electrode we use. At anode product is O2 gas and cathode product is Al. So these are the respective electrode, respective products we'll get here. So what are which one at electrode liberate or deposited? It depends on the preferential discharge and nature of electrode, these two things, right? I hope it is very clear. So any doubt is there, you comment me and I will clarify you. And thank you for watching this video.